Well, hey there, and welcome to the LakesCast, your weekly dose of encouragement, connection, and updates from Church of the Lakes. So, whether you're listening on a commute, sneaking in a walk, or hiding in the laundry room from the kids, we're glad that you tuned in. I'm Pastor Mike, excited to spend the next 12 to 15 minutes with you. And what we want to do is give you some quick announcements, quick review from Sunday morning, and then a little additional teaching to Sunday to maybe encourage you here towards the end of the week. So, hey, let's dive right in with some announcements. All right, we're going to kick it off with some quick announcements, but super important announcements, things that you might want to get plugged into. But you can always find the details at cotlakes.com or on our app. So download the app, get on the website. But hey, everybody, July 13th, that is this Sunday, heads up, we will again be meeting in the cafeteria for service. The auditorium's not quite done yet. They're still working on it. So one more Sunday, we'll be in the cafeteria, which also means, hey, ABF folks, you will still be meeting in the culinary room. So this is part of the shared space at Leesburg High School, and sometimes we like to play venue roulette. So here we go. So back in the cafeteria Sunday morning. Hey, Summer Game Nights is also in full bore right now, and so this Sunday, 5 p.m., we are playing pickleball at Pear Park. The sign up is on the website, on the app. Get signed up. Come play. If you've never played before, come learn. If you don't know how to play and you don't want to play, come hang out. Come spend some time with your church family. We'd love to have you out there. Okay, July 19th is the back to school bash. That'll be at 10 a.m. in the Venetian Center in downtown Leesburg. We'll be handing out school supplies. Last year, we gave 900 backpacks to students and school supplies to go with all that. So if you know a family that could use some extra support or that you want to help out, hey, get involved. So you can volunteer that particular day, and or you can buy some school supplies. We could always use more school supplies. So if you want to bring school supplies by the church office, or if you want to bring them to church on Sunday morning, we would love for you to do that. So day camp for our third through sixth graders is open the week of July 28th. We're having day camp, and it's just $50 for the whole week. That's a pretty awesome deal. So if you have kids or grandkids in that age that you want to get them signed up, spots will probably go fast. So don't forget cotlakes.com and our app. It's the quickest way to register for events and get to the latest updates and stay connected, right? So if you haven't downloaded the app, go grab it now, and it'll help you to get signed up, stay plugged in, get connected where you need to get connected, because there is always something happening at Church of the Lakes. I think you can agree with that. So this past Sunday, had a great time in the cafeteria. Thank you to James, the worship team, and everybody who put in a little extra effort to make it happen. Very, very grateful for them. And we talked about the power of a shared vision. Trying to build your life without vision is chaos. Um, uh, Whether it's life or your family or your business or organization, even churches, they feel chaotic when there is no clear vision. There's an aimlessness. Honestly, can be pretty darn frustrating. But Proverbs 29 and 18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Or in other words, people drift or they get disconnected, dry up, burn out. So here we are, Church of the Lakes. We're celebrating 8 years, still meeting in a school, trusting that God's vision is way bigger than any building. See, church isn't about where you meet, it's about who we serve, what we're called to do, and why we do it. And that's really what we talked about on Sunday, that it's really all about vision. Vision is so foundational. This past Sunday, we talked about it, and vision is not just a good idea, it is the support system of just about everything. Whether it be your home, your business, your church, you got to know why you're doing what you're doing, or you just become frustrated and honestly a complainer, right? But how does a shared vision actually come alive in our daily lives? Let's talk about that today. Let's talk about what it looks like and why it matters so much. And so here are a few ideas that I want to give you today about vision and what makes them work. Let me put them up on the screen for you as we consider um, vision, right? In this kind of this idea. So the first one is vision needs buy-in from everyone. Vision needs buy-in from everyone. Let me say it to you this way. This is going to sound harsh. It's going to be all right. I think whether it's a church a business, a school, a local organization, anything that you're involved with, I think you either need to buy in or get out. And I don't mean that in an ugly way. I just mean if you're the person who's involved but complaining, you're part of the problem. There's a big difference between asking questions and bringing a questioning spirit. And so buy-in requires, our vision requires buy-in from everyone. Yeah. I don't know if any of you remember, those of you who are old enough to remember before we had all these gadgets, what it was like to try to decide what radio station to turn on in the car that would make everyone happy, right? It is not easy. Vision in a church is the same. If just a handful of people know where we're going, everyone else is just along for the ride, maybe even complaining about the playlists, right? Vision only works if everyone sees themselves in the story. Church is not a spectator sport, it's a team effort. You're not just riding the bitch. And so that means parents, it's not just dropping your kids off at Lakes Kids, it's getting plugged in and finding other generations to interact with teens. You're not the future of the church. You are the church right now. Retired folks, you are not done. You bring wisdom and time and faith that we desperately need. Number 2 point I want to give you about vision today is vision calls us past limitations. It is so easy to focus on what we don't have, right? So at Church of the Lakes, we could say no permanent building, limited resources, maybe in some areas where we don't have enough volunteers. But God's vision always thrives in unlikely places. The early church met in homes, courtyards, sometimes even jail cells. Church is people, not places. So let's stop asking, what are we missing? And start asking, what could God do with what we have? Maybe you have an hour to mentor a student, or you could bake cookies for a shut in, or man, just pray for our city. Don't downplay small acts. God multiplies them. Here's vision point number 3 today. Vision is sustained by generational honor. Generational honor. Every generation brings something unique. Older folks, you bring depth and experience and this steady faith. Young people, you bring fire and creativity and new ways of seeing the world. And if we only listen to one group, we'll miss half of what God wants to do. Titus 2 says older men and women are to model faith for the younger generation. But younger people, you're called to honor, to learn, and to bring your gifts. God's picture of the church is a family, not a talent show. So let's get practical. The next time you're in a group or just hanging out after church or in the lobby, seek out someone in a generation above or below you. Share your story, ask some questions, learn from each other. That's where real discipleship happens. Here's vision point number 4 for today. Vision is fueled by participation, not perfection. Maybe you're kind of thinking, I'm not that spiritual. I don't know the Bible that well. I'm too new, too busy, too fill in the blank, whatever. Hey, good news. God isn't looking for perfect people. He's looking for available people. Discipleship starts with a simple yes. Say yes to joining a group, yes to serving, yes to praying for our city. When we all say yes, the vision comes alive. Vision point number 5, vision's about legacy. Psalm 145 says, one generation commends the works to another. What legacy are you leaving? Are we passing on stories of God's faithfulness? Or are we just complaining about the temperature or the chairs or whatever we see that we lack? Our kids need to see us living faith, not just talking about it. Parents, tell your kids how God has worked in your life. Grandparents, share your stories. Yes, they will roll their eyes. Grandparents, share your stories. Anyway, single adults, adopt a spiritual family and pour into someone younger. The church that thrives is the church that tells its stories and lives its faith out loud. All right, number 6, vision point. Vision means risking discomfort as we play venue roulette, right? Living out a shared vision will stretch you. You might have to talk to somebody new or serve in a way that isn't comfortable or try something that you've never done. That's where growth happens. The early church risked comfort for the mission, and look what God did. So what's one step? One step outside your comfort zone that you could take this week. Maybe it's leading a small group. Maybe it's inviting a neighbor or mentoring a teenager. God meets us in our risk. Last point today as we close: vision demands unity, not uniformity. We won't all agree on every little thing. We know this, right? But we can agree on the main thing: reaching the next generation, loving our city, and building something that lasts. We're a body, different parts, one mission. If you're frustrated, don't check out, lean in. Bring your question, bring your gift, bring your voice. Unity doesn't mean sameness. It means we move in the same direction, even with different personalities and preferences. So, what does that mean? What do I do right now? Well, let me give you a couple thoughts. Hey, if you haven't, you need to complete life steps. Get rooted in who we are and what we believe. Maybe you need to join a small group because you know what? You can't do life healthy alone. Maybe you commit to a dream team, find a place to serve and be a part, or commit to the journey that we're about to go on of the grand narrative, reading through the Bible together chronologically. Vision is the foundation. Vision is what keeps momentum going. Vision and having an understanding of the why we do what we do will take us to where God wants us to be. All right, that's it for this week for the Lakes Cast. I've kept you long enough, but remember, you're not just a listener, you are a part of this story. So head over to cotlakes.com, download the app for all the latest, get plugged in, and let's keep saying yes to the vision God has for us. We'll see you Sunday in the Leesburg High School cafeteria.